That is the 2026 Jeep Recon, and as the title suggests, it is a trail-rated all-electric vehicle. More about that trail-rated stuff in a second, but first, just go look at it. Pro tip, when making your car videos, instead of describing what the viewer is already seeing, you can always just let them look at the car. I mean, it is a video, and as the guy who's recording the voiceover right now, that frees me to talk about other stuff like, do you guys remember Dalgona coffee? Is that still a thing? I mean, it was just like instant coffee, sugar, and water, but man, you whip that stuff together, and it's surprisingly tasty. Oh, crap, I need to talk about that Jeep again. It looks like a Jeep, but modernized. Yes, that will do. From a powertrain perspective, what are we working with? Well, there's a standard dual motor, 4-wheel drive setup. It's busting out a total output of 650 horsepower and 620 pound-feet of torque. Having that much power instantly available is a useful trait on challenging off-road trails. That also means 0 to 60 acceleration as quick as 3.6 seconds. What the Bless the Jeep Recon, but it in no way looks like a sub-4-second rig. Behold, the ultimate sleeper SUV. Immediately, if you're wondering how many miles this thing can cover before it becomes a depleted brick of electric vehicle, 230 is the answer with the Moab Trim. That's the rugged launch version that we're looking at here of the Recon. Range will extend to an estimated 250 miles on latter trims, or later trims, depending on where you are and how you say that. As for charging, the 100.5 kilowatt-hour battery pack takes 28 minutes to run from 5% to 80%, according to Jeep, when using an adequately powerful DC quick charger. And yes, before you ask, the battery pack is both waterproof and protected with these big high-strength steel panels. You can't see them, but you can see me laying near them. Focusing on the Moab Trim for just a quick second, what makes it so trail-rated as indicated by this badge? We've got 33-inch tires, we've got 9.1 inches of ground clearance, and we have an extra drive mode, Rock. For exploring wilderness, there's a standard electronic locking rear differential. That is super handy. And also the ability, if you look really closely, to remove parts of the vehicle, like the doors and the windows. See? In looking over the literature, apparently you don't need tools to remove the doors and the windows. I'm not exactly sure what that process looks like, but I do know you'll have to find somewhere to store those doors and windows, so maybe save a little extra money for some accessory door and window sacks. Is that what you call it in Jeep terms? Window sack? Enhancing the open airiness are a standard dual pane sunroof or an optional Sky one-touch power opening top that if you're a goofball, you can stand up into. By size, the Recon is bigger in person than it appears in photos. It's built on that same STLA large unibody platform that underpins the new Jeep Cherokee that I just checked out recently. If you're wondering about music, there's no speakers in the doors. Apparently they put them somewhere underneath the seat, and it is a standard premium Alpine audio system. So if you want to let the Alpine play, you can do it when you're rolling in your STLA. Yeah. In the front seat of the Recon here, we've got a 14.5-inch screen, which is a big screen, and you're probably thinking like, wait a second, where are all the buttons for the climate control? They are indeed in the screen, but they're nicely organized into big, obvious spaces, and those are big enough that I think even Sweetie could push one of those and get the job done. We do still have a volume and a tune knob, although they are kind of like adorably small. Maybe it's extra cold in here. And then over here, we've got a 12.3-inch digital gauge cluster. Stop safely, vehicle will shut off soon. I bet it doesn't always say that, but it does say that now. Over here in the center console, I like this red. This is very much like my buddy Todd's Jeep Wrangler Recons. We've got, I said Recon, I meant the Wrangler Rubicon. But yeah, got some of that red action happening in there. And then we got a 2-level center console. So we got our cup holders here, and then down a little lower area. And there is a pass-through, which is kind of nice. So you could potentially have, I don't know, like a cable coming up through here, going to your phone from down here, I guess, or maybe vice versa because the ports are here and you want to charge something. I'm not sure why there's a pass-through there, but there is. Oh, and then one last little thing. Sweetie, can you check it out? This is the ultimate Sweetie grab handle. Will that keep you in place when I'm driving like an idiot? Ah! That sounds like the scream of confirmation. Oh, and then, look, I think I found like some keys and stuff. I'm gonna make off with this now. Sorry, Jeep, I'm stealing things. My conscience got the better of me. I'm going to return these things. Is this like a start button? I wonder what this is for. This looks important. I'm gonna put that back in the center console and instead subject the Jeep Recon to my incredible averageness, 5'10" long torso, poofy hair. I'm seated behind my ideal front seat position and gosh, more than adequate knee clearance and a lot of space for my feet to slide underneath the front seat there. So yeah, in fact, I mean, it may not look it in pictures, but this is actually a pretty large vehicle. Important question, does this recline? Yes, we have one detentive recline, and that's a comfortable reclined position. I like that. Let me move to the center position where I've got a reasonable little perch for my feet here. I think this would work well for our kiddo. And there's not a roof in play right now, but I think I got more than ample head clearance. So yeah, in terms of just pure size, there's plenty of space to work with. And as long as I'm just, messing around with the interior, let's flip these guys down. Well, that was pretty easy. Let's just make it all flat and see what the cargo situation looks like. That's a flat cargo floor. If you look at this, sweetie, check that out. Oh, and actually you want to meet me in the back here, come back here and let's take a look and see how cargo's looking. So it's a pretty high liftover. So that's one challenge in this space, but let's see what we got under here. A good amount of underfloor cargo space as well. So yeah, you could probably pile some stuff in here. You just have to, really work it. Is it the glutes? Is that where we're working with the lifting action here? Cargo addendum, for those who appreciate data, that's a healthy 30.3 cubic feet behind the second row. There's another 3 cubic feet available underneath the hood in the front. In looking at the press materials, one item I was curious about was the integral link rear suspension. Sweetie, show them what it looks like. Wow, there it is. And you didn't even fall stepping up on the platform. Sweetie. One more data point for you. If you like to tow, the Recon maxes out at 3,300 pounds. I'm not sure what that Moab Trim is going to cost when it goes on for sale, but I do know that the Jeep Recon starts at $65,000 plus about $2,000 in destination charges. And with all that Recon talk taken care of, what's it take to get a doggone coffee around here?